Paul from Carnarvon, here in the Gascoyne, up in the midwest of Western Australia. I'm on my way to my first radio session for the Sea Rescue, where I've been rostered on with a guy called Jeff, and he's going to conduct a bit of training for me this morning. And our shift is from 7 o'clock this morning until 11 o'clock this morning. It's fairly strong southerly this morning, so I'm not expecting a lot of boaties to be logging on, because I'm not expecting a lot of boaties to be going out today. So probably a good opportunity for me to get a really deep understanding on what's required, as well as a more in-depth training session to how the radio operators work to support all the boaties and the Carnarvon Sea Rescue.
On the outside looking in, I really wasn't sure what I was getting. Between the high waves on the sea, waiting for something to get to me. I wasn't sure what I was hoping for, you see. But you act like gravity and you are pulling me.
Morning, Jeff. Everything helps to land. Pretty cold and blustery this morning.
Bloody hell.
Wouldn't be expecting a lot of boaties going out, eh?
No, I don't expect any to go out.
You don't expect any to go out?
What we'll be concentrating more on today is teaching you how to turn the VoIPs on.
The VoIPs, yeah.
Which is a radio over internet thing.
Yeah.
And we'll do a test call using the normal radios. Make sure that we're broadcasting.
Yeah.
And after that, we're going to have a look and see how you're going with your all the modules you have to do, like your aims and or have you done them all?
Oh, the online inductions?
Yeah.
Done those, yeah.
Yeah, work health and safety,
Done that.
working with children.
No, not working with children.
There's one we can do. Until you're a licensed radio operator,
Yeah.
you cannot go out on the boat as a crew member.
Yeah.
Once you've achieved that, then we'll start taking you out on the boat.
Yeah, cool.
We can take you out on training,
Yeah.
but we can't take you out on a rescue until such time as you're a licensed radio operator.
Okay.
Okay, now the first thing, let's just check.
First thing is, yeah.
You've done your operational induction,
Yeah, done that online.
the aims awareness online.
Pretty sure.
Right, that will be done. Marine work health and safety online.
There was three that they actually sent through first up when I logged on. I think they were the three.
Right, okay. Then the next one is pollution prevention.
No, I haven't done that one yet.
Well, that one you can do. We'll do that later. Fatigue management is another one to do.
Yeah, yep.
And alcohol drugs management.
I can drink alcohol.
Yeah, I can do it too. And child safe, child friendly.
Right, okay, so
If we do the ones that you haven't done, like the child safe, the alcohol, fatigue management, we can do that on this computer.
so the first thing we've got to do is turn on VoIPs,
ROIP, R-O-I-P,
which is an acronym for?
radio over internet.
Huh.
I don't know what the P stands for. Okay, now, first step, silver button here, turns the machine on.
Okay, so we're logged on.
Missing
No,
something.
we need to log
Right.
on.
Now, first thing is to press enter and your password will come up. Your password for the thing is
On the outside.
Okay, we're in.
okay, right. Okay, well there's our first step up. Now the next thing we look at is the Omnicore
There, yeah,
thing.
up here.
That one? Yep,
Yeah.
that's the one. Click on him. Left click. Right, now you can this is where you log in. You've got
On the outside looking in,
now, the next thing that we do is to read out our thing. Now, to broadcast something, we switch to all yellow. That way you will be talking on all 3 stations at once, right?
Yeah.
So to send a message, you simply press the button on your microphone, read that out in full.
Yep.
And then we'll show you what happens from there.
Hello all stations, hello all stations, hello all stations. This is Carnarvon Volunteer Sea Rescue, VMR 676. This is Carnarvon Volunteer Sea Rescue, VMR 676. Victor Mike Romeo 676. The station is now open to all traffic on channel 16, 81 and 73 on the VHF band. Carnarvon Sea Rescue standing by.
Okay, now you will note that you've sent 3 messages, one on channel 16, one on 73, one on 81. Now, to listen to any of those,
hello all stations, hello all stations, hello all stations. This is Carnarvon Volunteer Sea Rescue, VMR 676. This is Carnarvon Volunteer Sea Rescue, VMR.
right, so we know that it transmitted. One comes through, whatever station they call in on will be shown in here, right? This will light up, it'll go a red colour. Same when you're transmitting. Like if you want to transmit on this one, now that would you'd click on yellow first, and then you'd be transmitting on channel 16 only. Alright? We actually listen on standby on the blue. Now, that basically is all you need to know about ROIPs. Now, when anybody calls in, we then enter all the details in here. Right, so the time of the call, the frequency that it came in, the name of the boat, and most importantly, the DPI registration number.
Yeah.
That is the most important thing you need. The destination, if they tell you, it doesn't have to be spot on, just artificial reef or Cox or the Gap or Lady Joyce,
Yep.
something like that. The number of people on board, the estimated return time, and then once they return, you mark them off here. Now, if one goes over his time, as happened on one of the phone logins yesterday, if they're not back on time, you call them up on here. Then every 10 minutes you call them up. Now after 10 or 15 minutes, if there's no response, you contact the commander.
And then he makes the call.
He makes the call from there. Now, we have to seriously follow the chain of command. Now, the chain of command is written up here. You have your commander, which is Noel Gaskell, then your 2 vice commanders.
Yeah.
So if Noel's unavailable, you ring Dean or Paul. And worst case scenario, like this weekend, where Noel's away, Dean's away, and Paul's away, you ring me.
Right, so we only do that if we've tried to reach out to them every 10 minutes.
Yep.
And then after how many times we call?
Well, I only like to wait 10 minutes. Then again, there are particular boats that go out that are consistently late. You learn them after a while, and you just sort of say, well, just keep calling him every 10 minutes. If you notify the commander, you've done the right thing. Then every 10 minutes you give him a call.
Yeah.
Until such time as we get him. Then it's up to the commander as to whether he contacts the police for them to get in touch with them.
Right.
Because, like, we have the DPI number, but we do not know who owns that boat.
So we're just doing a dry run through for Bruce, which is also a fellow that's moved back to Carnarvon, and he's going to also be joining the Sea Rescue. So first thing we do, Bruce, is we need to log into the PC, and we've got a login to the password, and that'll take us straight to the desktop, and then we're going to click on Omnicore, which is the VoIP system. Sometimes, when I say sometimes, the username will actually be remembered. But for the sake of this exercise, it's Carnarvon. Password to get in is so we're going to go yellow means that it's, no, we want to go blue is the listening one.
Yeah, blue's for listening.
And yellow's for transmitting.
Yeah. So now, when you're on all three yellows, that will broadcast on all three stations that we operate on, which is 16, 73 and 81. 81 is a repeater station from Bobber. Okay. So if a boat launches at Quabba, it'll come through on channel 81.
Right, okay.
So what were the 81 again?
16, 73 and 81. 16 is your calling station or emergency station.
Yeah.
That is not the one that you're supposed to have conversations on.
Yeah.
You use 16 as a calling station, and then technically you're required to go to channel 73 to complete the logging.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so when we turn the machine on like this, it's all ready to go. Right, now, to actually send the message, you use a microphone, you hold down the key, and you read out that sign. Now, do you want to do that again, Paul?
It'd be my pleasure. Hello all stations, hello all stations, hello all stations. This is Carnarvon Volunteer Sea Rescue, VMR 676. This is Carnarvon Volunteer Sea Rescue, VMR 676. Victor Mike Romeo 676. This station is now open to all traffic on channels 16, 81 and 73 on the VHF band. Carnarvon Sea Rescue standing by. So this morning we've covered how to log on to VoIPs.
Yep.
And some basic stuff to do the basic stuff as far as a radio operator.
Yep.
When you and I chatted before, you mentioned that you'll be my buddy until I become a qualified radio operator.
That's correct.
So what happens between now and that? Like, so I'm on once a month. Typically, is there 2 or 3 sessions before I sit an exam, or how does that work?
Right, well, on Tuesday night I'll push to have you enrolled in the radio course,
Yeah.
which is done through the University of Tasmania.
Yeah.
There's 10 modules involved in this course, of which you have to get 100% correct.
Do we get the answers?
Yeah. What happens is you go through, you answer the questions, and then it grades you.
Right.
So if you didn't get 100%, it goes back and it shows you which ones you got wrong.
Yeah.
Now, then a little bit of memory comes into it, so that when you go back and do it again, you should know the answer.
In theory, yeah.
And don't write down the question to, the answer to question 6 is A, because they trick you. They change the, once you've done the 10 modules, then we'll book a session where first up we'll do a video of you actually operating the machine or the radio. Then you'll have a face-to-face teleconference with an assessor from the University of Tasmania.
Fair income, so that's...
Now,
wow.
During that one, you need to get 70% to pass. You know, there's various things through it. You know, like, say for instance, you receive a Mayday call. Mayday, 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 this is such and such. You immediately write it all down, right?
Yeah.
But when you go back, you don't say Mayday received. You go back, received Mayday. Because the reason you don't go back Mayday received, because somebody else might think that there's a
Another
second Mayday.
Right, yeah.
So you go received Mayday. This is language that you have to, you'll learn through these modules and from that book that have you been given
From today, to get to a qualified radio operator, we've got 10 modules to sit through online.
Yep.
We've got another 2 or 3 sessions with you as our buddy.
Yep.
So that means another 2 or 3 months. So I'm probably, typically, and this is just back of an envelope, we could be looking at the early part of next calendar year before we actually become a qualified radio operator.
Yep. And of course, as I explained before too, you can't go on the boat
Until you're a qualified operator? Yeah.
Yep. You have to be a qualified radio operator. We can take you out on the training session.
Yeah.
But we can't take you out on the rescue at this stage.
Okay. So I guess it's going to be a little bit unfortunate because, as I said earlier on off camera, that as I was driving here this morning, like it's the wind's north of 15 knots from the south. There's not going to be a lot of boaties out there, so we're not going to get a lot of real life experiences. So by doing some dry run throughs, I guess as we did this morning, which I'd like to do another couple before we pull the plug on today, and just practice and then talk through scenarios, or if that's the only way we can do it, because November, December and January it's going to be the same sort of fairly typical.
Then you'll get the occasional day where there'll be 30 boats out there.
Yeah, those windows.
With those windows, because when you do get a window, this ocean gets flat as a tack. Yeah. And every man and his dog goes out.
Yeah.
Especially blokes like me who love their fishing.
We'll be all champing at the bit.